everyone, and thank you for joining us today for another episode of What's Your Why Wednesday. Today, I am joined with, and it just so happens to be his birthday, even though it's not going to air on his birthday, but we do want to wish him a happy birthday, the one and only Jason Dupont. He is a branch manager at a top producing branch of Nexa Mortgage. Jason, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
All right. Now, Jason, we all have the story of how we came into this wonderful industry. But what I want to hear about is what kept you in this industry, because our why is the reason why we stay. So at this moment, I would love to hear, what's your why?
So I have been in this industry 25 years, started in 96, so almost 25 years. And my why changed. So I may not be the typical answer here, because I came in this industry out of necessity. I very quickly started making money in this industry, started growing, grew to the fact where I was doing hard money loans with my own money, just really started growing quick. And it was phenomenal. But that grew old fast. So how my why changed was from wanting to make a great living, provide for my family, and have all these things, to putting people first, putting people before things, people before money. And so my why changed to helping others. And as soon as that happened, growth just ensued. It just went crazy from there. So my why is helping others. My why is seeing, and especially at the branch level or even levels above that, it's seeing people successful. There's nothing better than taking somebody that has the certain way of life, certain way of doing things, and working on their mindset and helping them turn into just someone that takes souls every day, that crushes it, that really works hard and reaps the reward. So my why is helping others and seeing their success.
Wow, that just hits me, right? Like I can feel that as you're speaking it, right? And Jason, you are so correct that I think, listen, we all came into this industry to make a good living and to be successful. I think that's how we all arrived here, right? But you are correct that anyone that's been in this industry 20 years, 25 years or longer, it has to change. It can never remain just being about monetary benefit, right? Or it can't just be about the prestige of having a certain title. It has to change.
Mine started with that, wrong or right. It did, but it quickly transitioned. As I got a little bit more affluent, it transitioned away from that. So
yeah, no, that's powerful. That's so powerful. And that leads me to my second question. So we all have that pivotal moment or multiple pivotal moments in our careers where we realize the impact of what we do every day, whether it's directly with the families we serve or the team members that are around us. Can you give us one of those stories or one of those pivotal moments of when you realized the impact that you've had on others?
So I'm one of those guys that's crazy. I always have to be doing something outside the box, whether it's when I used to race bikes, doing 400 miles, 500 miles, race across France in 5 days, things like that. So I like to do stuff that really pushes me. And I could tell you stories of, we saved this client this much money, or we helped this client get into a home, or we thought outside the box to get this loan done. Happens all the time. It's happened just doing this forever, it happens all the time. But what really gets me is the life-changing for people that I'm around. I like to surround myself with, I call it ballers. I like to surround myself with ballers. Now, it's not just people that I can lift up, but that can also help lift me up, or that over time they learn that skill and they learn to put themselves in a better position to lift those around them up. So for me, it's all mindset. It's 100% mindset. It's an abundance mindset. It's away from scarcity. It's really kind of anti-entitlement. Entitlement is my one pet peeve in life. And my kids will tell you, I'm very anti-entitlement. So it's humility, it's grit, it's learning, it's teachability. It's all these things that when I find myself around people, whether it's an employee, whether it's a peer, and we can lift each other up, that's what means the most to me. So rather than going to a specific instance, I want to talk about just how those words and those attributes and those principles mean more than anything to me.
Wow. I guess this is why the two of us connected, because I think we're very similar in this. So my question to you on that is, have you always thought that way? Or did your mindset change over time where you kind of started to realize that this was the right way?
I played sports throughout my life, and I've always been the person that had to work harder than everyone else just to make the team or to stay on the team. So I learned at a young age that I had to work. So even now, so I'm 48 today, right? I'll probably work 80 hours this week in the office, right? I got up it's my birthday. My kids came in, we got up at 2:30 just to get me going so I could get to all my things today. That's a choice. I don't expect anyone else to do that. I get fulfillment off that. And also, I'll let you a little background. So I made a bunch of money before the crash, which allowed me to retire for several years after the crash.
Wow.
So I retired.
And you were very young. And you were very young.
Yeah, because think about that.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was terrible. You think it's not what's cracked up to, because here's what happened. I started gaining weight. I lost all my mojo. I lost my drive. And that's why I got into cycling, so I could get that drive back.
Okay.
Winning races and things like that. As soon as I got back in the industry and really got my drive back, I never want to lose that again. So yes, I'm an overachiever. I compensate in different ways that maybe are wrong or right, but I love it. I love the passion of helping others. So I can't let that go ever.
Because, what's that expression that if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life?
Yeah.
Because it's not work, right?
Yeah.
You're getting so much enjoyment out of it, and you're looking at the part of how you're changing lives, whether it's the team that you're working with, whether it's the people that they're serving, all of that, it fills you up. It's your fuel. That's your fuel. And because
it's a drug, Laura. It's a drug.
Yes.
So I don't do drugs.
Right.
But when I see others successful, it is a drug for me. Mm-hmm. And I have the work ethic. So you asked me if I've always had the mindset. I don't know if I have or not, but I know that every single year my mindset has grown and those around has grown. And as I've really put more of that out there, I'm a big believer in karma. The more that I put out, whatever you want to call it, God, universe, karma, whatever it is, it comes back. And I believe it comes back sevenfold. I really do. I believe that. I believe the more you put out, the more that comes back. So for me, I'm going to tell you one quick story.
Tell me.
You're gonna have to put up with me for a minute.
No, I love this. Listen, we're on the same page, so let's go.
We're very purchase based.
Yes.
I've always, when I first started in this industry, my boss told me, if you want to make yourself recession proof, focus on purchase business. This was back in the mid 90s. So always purchase based. I just hired 2.5 months ago, 4 new business development people, and I call them BDMs. And all their entire job is to work with our realtor partners and bring in business. They're the connection with the realtors. None of them have any industry experience. None of them have, they're not licensed, nothing. They're just starting from scratch. The majority of my training, and by the way, they're crushing it. We have almost a 40% conversion ratio on the leads that they're bringing in.
Wow, that's awesome.
And they're bringing in more business than probably 80% of single loan officers out there each to our branch. And they're absolutely crushing it. But what I focus on the most, this is going to blow your mind. Well, not your mind, because you're the same thing, but most people's mind. We focus on mindset. I don't focus on numbers. I don't say, hey, I expect 10 new referrals from realtors today. What I do expect is you to go to the store and film each other about getting into some weird space and doing something silly and making it fun. I expect you to learn how to get into uncomfortable space so that you cannot survive there, but you can thrive there. I want you to be able to deal with uncomfortable. I want you to love uncomfortable. So I'm weird, I'm wacky, I'm dorky, but I want those around me to learn to love that, because then we can do whatever we want. When something bad happens, something hard happens, this transaction goes weird sideways, we can deal with it. So that's my why.
Love that.
That's my why, Laura.
It's so, and just so you know, the say yes every day behind me.
I love that.
Just so you know, that's what you're saying yes to. It's saying yes to putting yourself in uncomfortable situations so that you never have a fear of anything, and
Every
being
day.
open every single day,
Every
because
day.
nothing scares me. I'm
Yep.
not afraid of anything, because what's the worst thing that happens? What is possibly the worst thing? I make a fool of myself, or
Oh,
I'm not. So what? I learned
yep.
something. Who cares? Stop taking yourself so seriously. What's the worst thing that can happen? But at the end of the day, when you have a mindset like ours, and let me ask you, right? Like
Yeah.
I feed my brain. Like literally, it's like I need to listen to certain things, and I need to watch certain things. I need to read certain things to continue to keep that in there. Do you do that type of stuff, or what do you do to keep
Yeah.
that
I,
mindset?
I do, and a lot of it's just collaborate with like-minded people. But yes, for sure I do. And there's another thing I do also
What's that?
is I stay away from certain things.
Oh,
I really work hard to remove negativity from my life.
me too.
And I don't look. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that we're taught every day by the world. Be this way. Look this way. Do this thing.
Yeah.
Buy this thing, or else you're not worth anything. That's all garbage. It's all garbage.
It's
I
all
gotta.
someone either trying to scare you or sell you.
Yep. Yes.
Or both. Maybe
Both.
they're trying to do
Yeah.
both, right?
I think they're trying to do both.
So yeah, so I assume you don't watch the news, you
Nope.
don't stay away, you're not connected to people that are whining and complaining and negative and all that kind of stuff.
My life is my family, God, my work, and exercise and cycling when I can fit it in. Like that's my life's.
That's
You know, I
simple.
mean, we do some fun stuff. We'll go connected events, we do things, train people, do all these things, but I don't have time to just sit and watch TV. I don't know what shows are going on. I couldn't even tell you.
Me either.
I don't subscribe to this stuff, So,
Oh my God. I love it.
you know,
Jason, I feel like we are kindred spirits that have,
yes.
have come together. And isn't that the beauty? Like, I will tell you, for me, um, this is like a moment in life that I'm so happy about, because I can tell you 10 years ago, I thought the same way. But I kind of felt alone, that nobody else would understand. If I said this kind of stuff, they'd be like, man, she's a wacko. Like she's like out there somewhere.
Trailblazer.
Yeah,
It's
right.
trailblazer.
Right. Now it's like, oh my God, there's more people that are like us that realize we've always thought this way. This isn't
Yeah.
new. This isn't we're just now speaking about it, and people are sharing that, hey, I think the same way. And the fact that you're bringing people into our industry, teaching them the foundation, a strong foundation of it starts here. And then the rest of it, I mean, what you're doing for them, Jason, it's funny. I speak to my kids all the time and all their friends of, don't get stuck in these companies that are going to beat you down into working in these boxes, and they conform you. They like push you into being a certain way, because what happens is when that happens when you're young, it's very hard to change that when you're older. So what you're doing is you're teaching these people, and I don't know how old they are, but you're teaching these people so you don't have to be in that box. You actually are okay going outside that box and being yourself, and therefore you can thrive and you can do so much more. All right. Well, you are awesome. We can talk all day, but I do want to wrap it up with, what do you want your legacy to be? What do you want people to say? Oh, that Jason, like what is that legacy?
So, first of all, people do business with people they like, right? So if you want to do more business, that's the way to do it, is be likable and help others, right? What's the most important F word? The most important F word out there, in my opinion. So I'm gonna even go greater than that. I believe the most important F word is feelings, because how people feel matters.
100%.
At the end of the day, people don't remember all the little intricacies of things, but I'll tell you what you'll remember. I'll tell you what I'll remember: how we felt. How we feel matters. So what I want for my legacy for that question is, I want people to remember love.
Aww.
No matter what it is, I want my staff, I want those around me, I want my wife, I want my kids, I want my family. I want them to feel that I love them.
Oh.
And that is more powerful than anything out there for me.
And that is an everlasting impact
Yeah.
on others.
Yeah.
And I have to share, have you ever read the book, The Optimist's Creed?
No, but I may have to now. I haven't.
All right. There is a whole thing, and it's your kind of book. Just so you know, meaning it is all about, at the end of the day, just share love.
Okay.
If you are continually just loving others,
Yeah.
that whole, it'll come back sevenfold or tenfold what you said.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. It's called the Optimist Creed of just, it's whatever you want in this universe, it will come your way. Just keep loving on others.
I like it.
It
I
will
love it.
come. Well, Jason, you are fabulous. We wish you a happy birthday. May all your
Thank
wishes
you.
come true. All
Thank
the best, Zoe's. And I will forever think of you as love.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right. See you. Bye-bye.